And you ain't black.
Da, 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 da. The real unwoke. Howdy doody. What's happening, Jess?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Oh no, I'm a
I
little
just
tired,
bought this.
so if I look tired, I am sorry.
Yeah, you look a little tired. Was it a long day?
Yeah, it was. The whole week's just been really busy. So.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, man, I'm telling you, it's like time is just
Dude,
flying.
it is. I swear, there's no longer 24 hours in a day. We're all being paid.
This feels like eight hours,
believe it.
8 hours
Yeah,
a
I
day.
don't believe it.
Maybe
I
9.
don't believe it. Maybe 9.
All right. What's up, everyone? What's happening? Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So far, let's see who we got in the chat. We got Just Me. What's happening, Just Me? How are ya? How are ya? Is it Kata? Am I saying this right? I'm public school educated, so I'm still trying to get my pronunciation right. Is that Kata? Is that Kata or Kata? Am I saying that right? Maybe it's Kata. I don't know. Patricia, how are ya? How are ya? Christine, how are ya? How are ya? Lori is in the building. How you doing, Lori? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Old Soul, how are ya? How are ya?
Hey.
All right. Who else we got going in the house? All right. We got let's see. Oh, is this Sharice? What's happening, Sharice? Peace to the Middle East. How are ya? Glad you guys are here. You guys already know. First one in the chat will get the shout out. First one in the chat gets the shout out. Anyways, enough horsing around. Jess, the world is going crazy. What is happening today in our world?
It's almost like we're in a runaway train heading off the edge of the cliff. That's what I would say. If I had to call it something, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let me do some house maintenance here. Everyone, please. Lori just put the link in the chat. Please, if you are new, click that link. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please hit the like button as well. Everyone who is here, hit the like button. Go to my YouTube channel. Lori, my producer, just dropped the link. Guys, click the link. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. All right. I'm gonna say that like 5 more times throughout this broadcast. So get used to it. All right. No, I totally agree. I mean, when I was actually reading a little bit in Revelations today, and the part that really stuck out to me was how it described the last days being like the time of Noah. Like, it's going to be so much perversion, so much corruption, so much evil that it's going to be synonymous to what took place during that time.
Yeah.
Why the earth was flooded.
I was thinking about that too. It's funny you said that because I swear I was thinking about that too not long ago, and I was thinking like there's really not much left to that puzzle save probably one thing, and I think that has to do with like corrupting DNA, because I do believe those fallen angels and those the giants, the reproduction of that union, like I really because God destroyed the whole. He destroyed everything, like not just the people, and there was a reason for that. I think a lot of people skip over that. That they sinned against birds and every beast and every so they were doing something
Mm-hmm.
that it went beyond just us. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So, and if you look at what they're doing now with like they're cloning people, like they've been doing that for a long time, cloning
Right.
people and doing all these different things
Mm-hmm.
that can bring about just soulless creatures. You know what I mean? Not to
Yeah, I
sound
mean,
creepy,
and
but
speaking of soulless creatures, what they're trying to do with our children today is so egregious that
yeah.
I'm surprised there's not more of an uproar in our country right now. I mean, I know there are people speaking out at school boards, at local district, county town halls. I know there are people speaking out on it, but it's just surprising to
Hmm.
me how so many folks are just like not either they're not tuned in or it's just not as important as some would like to think.
Dude, it just kind of shows you like where we are like as a society and in that whole kind of end times you know situation right now because I mean at the end of the day, as horrible as all this stuff is, like
Mm-hmm.
it's got to happen so we can go home.
Right.
Like, and I mean, that doesn't. I don't believe that means that we shouldn't fight it. I think we're supposed to fight it till the very end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
when because I get kind of overwhelmed with all this stuff sometimes, like because it's so much bad. It's like there's no good left. Like there's,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to when I start getting that
Well,
way, I'm like, oh man, I just need to
yeah,
keep
well,
my
that's
eyes on.
that's why we are to be the salt of the earth. We are the light. You know that we are
Yeah.
supposed to be represent God's light on this earth, and that's what we're doing. We're shining light on this darkness that's trying to encompass the hearts and the souls of mankind. So everyone here, and I appreciate you guys. Sheila says, Satan knows this. Satan knows this is short for evil. He is on a rampage to
Yeah.
drag as many people into hell as he can. Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Believe he knows
Absolutely.
time is almost out. Like, and I
Absolutely.
think it's a lot closer than what we
Yeah.
maybe might have thought.
Yes. Yes. So let's just go ahead
Hmm.
and deep dive into it. So
Yeah. Let's get it.
so we got the AMA, the American Medical Association, essentially writing a letter to the Attorney General, urging that he crack down on dissent. So anyone who opposes to the gender affirming agenda, which I think that's such a charge. It's like a loaded term, gender
Yeah.
affirming. Like, how is that?
Yeah.
First,
It
first of
sounds
all,
make believe. It
it
doesn't even
does
sound
sounds make
real.
believe. It does. It does. It's. I swear, a lot of these woke buzzwords, they are just they literally just make believe. And
Yeah.
that's why they're like they're changing up the adding words to the dictionary now to kind of like keep up with all of
I
this
know they
terminology.
are, and
Because
they're changing definitions.
yep,
And I heard the woman definition got changed. I haven't looked at it yet, but I
right,
heard if anybody knows in the chat if that's a real thing. It's just something that
mm-hmm,
I
right.
heard about.
So yeah, so the fact that they have the audacity to call on the attorney general to
Yeah.
quash any sort of dissent, it shows you how bold they are today. And
It
like
is. It's
it's
wicked.
yeah, it's so wicked and so bold today that they don't even care what
No.
if you notice it anymore. And I said this before, like they are boldly demonstrating how wicked they are, and they know, and it's almost as if they know people are not going to say anything. They're not going to do anything about it. Basically, you're just going to shut up and accept it, and if you dare notice it, we'll crack down on you. You will be
Yeah.
suppressed. And
Yep.
I don't know, it just speaks volumes to, I don't know, either how weak of a society we have become, as well as just people just not having I don't know, people just not having the gumption
It's
to
I
fight and die for anything anymore.
Yeah, you know what I really think it is? I think it's just been this this is all, I mean, I think we all know this is all where we are now has been a plan in motion for a long time, but it's a plan
Yep.
in motion that is taking a long time because they can't just they're not going to just come through the front door. They're going to sneak through the back door. And I
Yep.
mean, just spoon feed little bits of indoctrination. I mean, even our generation, we were even, I mean, fortunately, you and I
Yep.
like are one of the few that saw through a lot of stuff.
Yep.
later. But I don't know. Like, I really think that that's why we are to where we are, because it's like a slow kill. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if that's like an acceptable term.
Right.
But that's
Right.
just what it seems like.
Just to, I don't know, just to piggyback back on the whole gender affirming, like, it's so funny how they use these like these magical happy terms to describe such a like butchering
You don't even
process.
have a word for it, do you? It's that bad. Like, there's
It's that
I
bad
was,
that they gotta throw something out of there. Like
yeah, it's like
they can't even explain it in medical terminology. They have to call it gender affirming care.
because it's straight up mutilation is what it is.
Straight
It's
up
not
mutilation.
care. It's, I mean, whatever happened, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
chopping up your waterworks and stuff. I don't get it. Like, I
and
just don't.
and what also really makes me upset is that, you know, there's not any data to support this sort of care, these practices. There's no longitudinal data
Quite the
to
opposite,
support. It's
actually.
quite the opposite. A lot of these children
There's
who are
more,
going through these,
right.
a lot of these kids who are going through this sort of these surgical transitions, they later on in life they regret that decision to have been suckered into doing that in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and just read this letter that the DOJ, that AMA sent to Merrick Garland, which is our
Yeah, go
attorney
for it.
our attorney general here. So, and this is the letter, guys, that they sent. So pay attention to the language, pay attention to the context and what's being said here, because this is going to, if this is taken seriously, if Merrick Garland actually, you know, pursues to go forward with this in some sort of equitable, actionable manner, this is going to be assault against parents. It's going to be an assault against our society. It's going to be assault against morality. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it. So, dear Attorney General Garland, on behalf of the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, and the Children's Hospital Association, collectively representing more than 270,000 physicians and more than 220 children's hospitals across the country, we write to you to investigate the organizations, individuals, and entities coordinating, provoking, and carrying out bomb threats of personal violence against children's hospitals and physicians across the United States. And let's just examine that first paragraph there. So there are already laws on the books that, you know, if there were any sort of bomb threats or anything like that was to be carried out against a hospital, that, you know, there would be an investigation. Of course,
yeah, we
there's
don't need
laws on
new
the books.
legislation for that.
But you see how they just surreptitiously added this word provoking. So what does that mean? What is encompassed in the word provoking there? Like, what do you think they're trying to say?
Are they going by like the legal definition of provoke? Like, you know, like, what are we talking about? Because that could be, and by their standards now, that could be literally anything.
Something simple as standing outside with a picket sign stating, you know, stating your opposition, right?
Exactly. That could be provoking. And you know what they say when you're saying, yeah, like, on your defense, when you're like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just saying, all they say is like that, well, you're gonna cause other people to come and attack it. Like, that's what they try when they're backed in a corner. I notice they say that, like,
Yep.
about the person that's so-called making this provoke or making this threat or whatever. They're like, well, it's gonna make other people, which has happened when
right.
I'll wait.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's like they don't even try
stupid.
to. It's like they don't even tie they don't even tie what they like the outcome of what they think could happen, like something like a bomb threat, to something as innocuous and harmless as provoking. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So that right there just caught my attention, because, like I said, it can be something as simple as protesting, you know, this whole agenda, and that could be construed as, you know, someone who's making threats against the hospitals or whatever, and they could pursue legal action against you. I mean, that's
is this what what they're trying to do to Matt Walsh right now? Because
Yeah.
he
Yep.
called for an investigation on Vanderbilt.
Yes. And
See,
I'm a
so
yep.
so for you trying to call them out, or just simply
Yep.
call for an investigation just to
Yep.
see what's really going on in there, that's a threat.
Exactly. That is a
Yeah, it's a
threat.
threat.
Just simply reporting on it can be construed as a threat.
Right.
So if you notice what they're doing, and then if you happen to report on it and publicize what they're doing, it can be considered a threat.
Mm-hmm.
How dangerous is that? That
Oh,
basically shuts down all journalism.
You might as well throw the Constitution in the trash. Like,
pretty much.
I mean, we're slowly tearing pieces of it up anyway. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. Like we're losing it. Like,
all right, let me so from Boston to Akron to Nashville to Seattle, Children's Hospital, academic health systems and physicians are being targeted and threatened for providing evidence-based healthcare. Evidence-based? What evidence? What evidence are they talking about? Evidence-based?
a professional opinion.
Professional opinion.
Not a study, a professional opinion.
From the experts, quote unquote. Right.
Yeah.
These maniacs. These attacks have not only made it difficult and dangerous for institutions and practices to provide this care, they have also disrupted many other services to families seeking care. In one hospital, a new mother was prevented from being with her preterm infant because the hospital neonatal intensive care unit was on lockdown due to a bomb threat. Children's hospitals across the nation have substantially increased security in addition to working with local and federal enforcement, both on their main hospital campuses as well as across the ambulatory delivery sites in order to ensure the safety of patients, families, and medical staff who work there. In addition, some providers have needed 24/7 security. Children's hospitals and their medical staff continue to face increased threats via social media, including their personal accounts, coupled with harassing emails, phone calls, protesters at healthcare sites. So what are you saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, now are y'all saying that we can't protest against this?
Okay, not only that, the lies that were just spewed in this one paragraph about, do you not think that would have made national news if there would have been a legit bomb threat by a conservative on a hospital? That would be plastered everywhere. Biden would be gassing about it.
You know it.
Yeah, it would be everywhere. So I think we all know that is a lie. I'm pretty sure that was fabricated. And and what threat? They're not saying what threats. They're just saying that threats are being made. But you're not even explaining what that even means or what you're talking about.
You noticed that
it's
too.
It's just a bunch of empty words. Yeah, like it's just like. What do they call that when like gaslighting?
Gaslighting. Yep, that's gaslighting. Yep, it's gaslighting.
Cool.
It's exactly what it is.
I used to struggle with that term, but I guess this is a good.
That's what it is. This is the epitome of gaslighting right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So these coordinated attacks threaten federally protected rights to health care for patients and their families. The attacks are rooted in the international campus of disinformation, where a few high-profile users on social media share false and misleading information. See, this is all under the umbrella of, hey, we're gonna cudgel the attorney general into pursuing some sort of legal action. The elimination of free speech. The elimination of free speech. And it's funny how they just put all of this here under one umbrella. That's what's really striking to me. Like, now they're talking about sharing false information, false and misleading information. Okay, so who determines what's misinformation now? Like, who is
in this current reality? I feel like misinformation, disinformation just simply means facts that you don't like.
Yep,
is what that is.
I've noticed that too.
Doesn't fit your narrative, then it's automatically disinformation.
Yep.
I'm sure anything we can all agree.
Anything that opposes the woke narrative, it's construed as misinformation, disinformation, misleading information targeting individuals, physicians, and hospitals, resulting in rapid escalation of threats, harassment, and disruption of care across multiple jurisdictions. Our organization have called on technology companies to do more to prevent this practice on digital platforms, and we urge your office to take swift action to investigate and here we go swift action to investigate and prosecute all organizations, individuals, and entities. You know what, guys? These are
Dang.
supposedly our
Jail
trusted,
everyone.
right? And these are
Oh
supposedly
my
our
God.
trusted institutions, the medical community. You know what I'm saying? Upon which we all should ideally rely upon for healthcare. And these idiots are telling the freaking attorney general to quash free speech.
Like,
Shut
who
them
do they
down.
think? Who do they think they are? Bossing the attorney general? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they're almost. It's almost sounds like they want to say, "Do this or else."
No, right?
That's how I would take it. If I was this person reading this
Yep.
letter, if this was addressed to me, I'd be like, "Who the f do you think you are? Like, who are you
Exactly.
talking to?
Exactly.
You can address a concern, but you will not like sit here and say we want you to take swift and prosecute everyone and throw everyone in jail. Are you kidding? Get out of here?
Yeah, well, if our attorney
You go
general had
sit
any,
down somewhere.
if our attorney general has any sense, he won't even pay us any attention. But we'll,
Do you know what his affiliation is?
Merrick
I don't
Garland?
know anything. Yeah, I don't know anything about this
I
guy.
don't. I actually don't. I think he may be more left leaning. I want to say that. I want to say
If
that.
anybody out there knows, drop something.
Yeah, if any of you guys know what Merrick Garland's affiliation is, what's his political affiliation or anything like that, let us know so we can at least have some sort of idea.
I just want to know what we're dealing with.
Exactly. No, real talk, real talk. So our organizations are dedicated to health and well-being of all children and adolescents. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does that include like butchering our children and mutilating them and
sterilizing
them, pumping them full of cross hormone pills and like, come on, what are we talking about here? This is not medically based healthcare. It's not even remotely considered as care. We are committed to the full spectrum of patient care, from prevention to critical care. We stand with the physicians, nurses, and medical specialists and our healthcare professionals, providing evidence-based healthcare, including gender-affirming care to our children and adolescents. On behalf of the patients and the families we serve and the physicians we represent, we thank you for your attention to this request. Oh my goodness, that's disgusting, yo. Okay, so Garland, it says Garland is the SCOTUS nominee from Obama. Oh, wow.
Oh boy. Well, this isn't going to go well.
Yeah, it's not. So
I guess we're screwed.
Yeah. Hold up. At the Real Woke, hold up. She said, Barbara says, isn't that what Facebook does? Free speech comes right after child protection on my list of things I value. Yeah. Garland is the one that sends FBI after parents. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
he was the one that was doing that.
Yep. Yes.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna
jump right on. He's gonna jump right on that letter. Yeah, I'm gonna get right on that. Hold on,
yeah, because didn't he? I thought he did something to the parents who were protesting at the school boards.
Didn't they have them locked up? I thought one of them got locked up over that. Like, I think they had to be released. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I should shut up because I don't know. Oh, I don't remember.
All right, I'm gonna play this. So I didn't see the video that you sent me, but I want to see this. So this is a pair of fresh eyes, guys.
Oh man, it's enjoy.
All right, let's see what's going on here at Vanderbilt University Medical Center here.
Lawmakers are planning to introduce new legislation banning child transgender procedures and protocols.
The news comes after
fair use
practices at Vanderbilt University Medical Center.
The hospital is the latest to find itself in the middle of a social media firestorm because of the issue. State Capitol Newsroom reporter Chris O'Brien shows us how it got started and the response.
Child gender transitioning is quickly becoming a hot button issue in Tennessee.
You think?
Transgender care meets people where they are.
Bro, what the heck? Hold up, I gotta give him a courtesy slap. Get your ass. All right.
Why is it so important that you would perform something that is so potentially detrimental, irreversible, mutilation potentially to a child's body before they reach the age of 18?
Right.
A conservative commentator posted a series
it makes perfect sense.
Tuesday accusing the hospital of opening its transgender clinic as a money-making scheme. He also tweeted that he met with majority leaders William Lamberth and Jack Johnson to discuss potential legislation to ban gender transitioning for children.
We're still in the process of looking at options in terms of what the legislation might look like. We certainly want to talk to medical providers. We want to talk to people who deal with people who are dealing with these types of issues. We want to have input.
The whole process, from the commentators' tweets to the legislation being drafted, has drawn criticism from people on the other side of the issue.
Care that supports the well-being and health of any of us.
You think we trust you?
You
really
shut
think
up.
we trust you? Think we trust you?
Necessary
Wolf
care.
in sheep's
Governor Bill Lee
clothing.
also released a statement
Right.
Tuesday saying, in part, "We have to protect Tennessee children, and this warrants a thorough investigation." Leader Johnson tweeted
That's right.
support for said investigation. So News 2 asked what law he thought was broken.
Well, from what was the expose that was released by the Daily Wire, it uncovered a number of things. Not just the fact that we have a prominent medical facility here in the Nashville area that's performing these irreversible procedures on minor children. It also exposed that they are proudly doing so in the interest of profit.
The potential legislation can't be voted on until at least the new session, which begins in early 2023.
Okay. Oh gosh. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Well, I don't like, not to sound like a Bible beater, but like honestly, all we can really do is like really kind of like pray about this issue. I kind of really hope God has His hand in that, because
yeah.
this is about the kids. At the end of the day, like adults can make whatever stupid decisions they want, but this isn't fair. Like they're going after innocence, and they're corrupting innocence, and that God hates that. Like that is. Like, you don't corrupt children, you don't hurt children. That is
Right.
probably the number one thing that
The
he
innocent of
despises. I
us.
mean, above everything else. Like,
Absolutely.
it's
They are
oh
the
God,
they are the
man.
most they are the innocents amongst us. They are the most innocent amongst us, and you know, to completely brainwash them with this ideology and rob them of their youth and their
Right.
of their childhood, and just completely just I
Like,
don't know.
these kids don't have a chance, man. They really don't. Like, they're being
they don't.
indoctrinated. All these, right? Like, if they're not going to get their parts chopped off, they're going to get probably caught up in you know, trafficking, and like there's so much assault on these kids, and I've never seen before. It almost doesn't even seem real. Like, it's
So
really
check this
scary
out,
when
Jess.
you look at it on a grand scale.
Check this out, Jess. So there are at least 47 hospitals right now and clinics that are promoting services to gender non-conforming kids, and here are a list of them. So guys, if you guys
we're
are
gonna be in
anywhere,
there.
yeah, right.
I already heard about it. Yeah.
Pediatric gender clinics across the country are promoting services to children who reject sex-based stereotypes. Right. Here we are. Let's scroll down here. So we got Phoenix Children's Hospital.
What I said. Yeah, I told you, I just found out. And this is a brand new thing. Yeah, this is a new thing. Like, I've been seeing this advertised out here lately, and I almost like dropped my cup, man. The first ad that I saw for it, I was like, "What is?"
Wait, advertisement where? Like, where is it being advertised?
I don't know if it was like a YouTube ad that popped up.
Okay.
Or something, but it was something like that. Yeah, and it was like, oh, Phoenix Children's Hospital. Now, if I was like, oh my goodness, and we're supposed to be a red state.
Right.
We're not supposed to put up with all that stuff, and it's slowly like it's infecting us now. Like it's like a cancer. I swear. Oh my God.
It is. El Rio Community Health Center. Never heard of that. University of California, San Francisco, of course. We already know what's happening in California.
That should have been number one. I don't know why we was number one.
Exactly. Dimensions Clinic, San Francisco, Castro Mission Health Center. Wow. Let me just read one of these. The Dimensions Clinic offers free low-cost healthcare to youth ages 12 to 25, specifically to serve transgender and gender non-binary young people. Dimensions Clinic suggested assisted in concealing a child's visit from parents by obscuring the billing information. Good Lord. Oh my, is this not illegal?
How is that even like
this is blatantly blatantly against the
What?
law. Like this is absolutely a violation of law right here.
They might as well just start knocking on doors and sweeping up people's kids. That's like basically what they're doing. Like they're cutting the parents out of everything. They're
Yep.
not your kids anymore. They belong to the state.
Yep. And you know what? I got something. I'm glad you said that because there was a in Virginia, right? I don't know if you heard about this. And guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar of this, you guys in the chat, but in Virginia, there was a law. There was the new, according to the new law that was set in place in Virginia. Basically, it allows for parents to be involved in these decisions of child's health care. And basically, the kids are going to be they have to inform their parents if they are experiencing any sort of forms of gender dysphoria or whatnot. But previously, before the new governor, I think it's Glenn Youngkin, whatever the guy's name is, but prior to him getting into office, it was like what the standard was is that Billy could show up to school and say, hey, I identify as Sally, and the school would have to affirm that he is Sally. So now that Glenn Youngkin had changed the law and basically put it in place that parents need to be in the know, now there was a school walkout, a massive walkout of I think it consisted of 12,000 children.
What?
12,000 kids. Yeah. I thought I had the link, but anyways, behind this walkout though is a pro trans group. Basically, and what they're doing is they're facilitating rehoming kids who hate their parents. And I'm going to read this article here. So basically, these kids, this pro-trans group, advocacy group, who's behind the walkout, they're going to help the kids leave their home if their parents are not in they don't agree with the child's non-binary,
what they want, what the kid wants, if
what
they
the kid wants
to
to
whatever the kid wants.
Exactly. But check this out. This is going to blow your mind, Jess. This is going to blow your mind. Watch this. Hold up. All right, here we go. So pro-trans group behind Virginia school walkout plans to rehome gay kids who hate their parents. A Virginia pro-trans group with the Democratic ties, of course, guys, don't vote Democrats, says it will help gender confused students leave their families and rehome them with new queer friendly guardians instead.
They're not animals.
I'm
This
telling you,
isn't
Jess.
Craigslist. You don't rehome children. They're not pets.
According to internal materials obtained by Daily Wire, the Pride Liberation Project, which also says it can give money to students who run away and hide from their parents, garnered glowing headlines September 27th when it organized 12,000 high schoolers to walk out of class to protest a draft policy saying that schools should not hide a student's gender transition from the parents. Right. Though billed as being an organic group of high schoolers, taking the lead in the materials was Arian Rawal, a college student who worked for Virginia Democrats. So, but materials, okay, hold up. A resource for Outed Students channel created by Raw said the group would help children run away from their parents and arrange for them to be placed with new queer-friendly guardians. So this is what I think. This is what Raw says.
And Q, you know what I want to say? I'm not going to say it because it's YouTube. I'm not going to say it.
I think I know what you want to say.
I think we know where this is headed.
We're creating this channel as a way for everyone to understand the mutual aid and support resources the PLP has available for outed and in crisis student. Full transparency, this channel is catered to outed students who are facing familiar rejection or need to leave their home for another reason, he wrote. In an event you need to leave your home, we can provide you with emergency housing for supportive, queer-friendly adult. From a supportive, queer-friendly adult, he continued, cautioning, please note, that this adult will likely be white. So let's just forget the whole notion that this could be considered like kidnapping, right? But what you should be concerned with that the queer friendly adult that we may place you with, he may be white. So that's the only caveat here.
And he may be a convicted sex offender.
Right.
And we just gonna accidentally skip over that part.
Exactly. Yo, I'm telling you guys, under any other context, this would be kidnapping right here. We are not able to provide you. Wait, excuse me. We may not be able to provide you that housing that same night, but we anticipate that we can secure someone to take you in within 1 to 2 days, and we will work with other supportive or adult organizations in the region to find you someone who can provide you find you a kind and affirming home, he added. Okay, this is the Aryan guy who orchestrated everything. He said, "Hey, y'all, we are creating this channel as a way for everyone to understand the mutual aid and support resources the PLP has available for out in crisis students. Full transparency, this kind of no, that's not the. Hold on, I wonder. Okay, here this right here is crazy. The group which raises money using Democrat platform Act Blue said it can also provide significant money to youth who want to leave their parents. We can pay for Ubers, Lyfts, and other passes if you need to leave immediately. Some students or adults may also be able to get you individually." Like, what the?
Oh my God.
Hold up.
This is like out of a horror movie.
Yo. This
is so
is
bad.
Crazy.
You know what demographics of people are going to be volunteering to take these kids? I'm not going to say it out loud, but I think we all know. It starts with a P, ends with Isles. I'm telling you, those are the ones that are like, I'll take them. Give me all of them kids. All the kids. It's like they're not. Oh my God, this is so bad.
Oh yeah. Kata, I definitely think this is of course, I'm sure Soros is behind this. I mean,
oh my God, can we all join hands and pray? Like, this is so bad.
Yeah. Follow the money, y'all. Follow the money. Satan is behind all this, Sandy. Yes, I agree. Guys, I know I haven't said this in a while, but please, if you just joined, go to the YouTube channel, and subscribe, like the video, share this content out, guys, because we have to spread this information. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who are not aware of what's happening. And I think that the more that we can get this information out, the more eyes will be open and the more ears can hear. Seriously. Let me pull this down here. All right. Oh, so, and I'm about to play to you guys. So if any of you guys still have faith in our trusted medical institutions and our trusted medical community, I'm going to play for you guys exactly how they're running their operations, okay, and how they're forcing. And look, I'm not broadly painting all doctors as, complicit in this agenda. All I'm simply saying is, the AMA, they can completely oust you. They can completely revoke your entire medical your medical license. As a doctor, I'm sure a lot of these doctors are pretty much, foisted against the wall and they have no other alternatives. But me personally, if I was a doctor, I just get the heck out of there. Like, I quit.
I think they're getting paid. I think they're being incentivized.
Yeah, because like, I don't understand why any doctor worth their salt would even carry forward with this.
I think they all know that this is all ridiculous. They know they're not stupid. These are learned doctors. You know what I mean? Like, they're not stupid. They know exactly, like, the medical industry has turned into a cash cow. It's not about helping people anymore.
Yep.
It's about, we're literally cattle. Yeah. So that's what it really freaking boils down to, if you ask me.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
so
this is a good one. Yeah.
Check this out, guys. Y'all check this out. And again, guys, if you guys just join, go to my YouTube channel, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me see if I can drop can I drop the link somewhere? Let me see. I can't drop the link. I'm sorry. I'm not able to drop the link right now, guys, but please go to the YouTube channel. It's called The Real Unwoke, and go subscribe to the channel, guys. All right, but check this out. Here we go.
Care. Saying that you're not going to do something because of your conscientious, because of your religious beliefs, is not without consequences.
The videos also show financial incentives, as one doctor gushed about how much the procedures bring in.
These surgeries make a lot of money. So female to male chest reconstruction can bring in $40,000.
Wow.
A patient just for routine hormone treatment, who I'm only seeing a few times a year, can bring in several $1,000s.
Now, in a historic move, Governor Lee wants to investigate, saying we should not allow permanent, life-altering decisions that hurt children or policies that suppress religious liberties, all for the purpose of financial gain.
Right.
If you don't want to do this
let me stop sharing this. There we go. Wow, Jess, there it is.
She straight up said, I don't care what your religious beliefs are. If you don't do these surgeries, get the heck out of my clinic. Like,
and we don't care. We don't even care. Right. And we don't care if you have a conscience.
That's not constitutional. You can't discriminate based off of religion. If somebody says like, hey, I can't, this is morally, and my morals say that this is wrong, I'm not doing it. Nope, you're going to do it or you're not going to have a job. How is that? When did that become okay?
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. And for everyone that was in that room who didn't stand up and object to that, they're all complicit to it. They're complicit to it. She said chest reconstruction, female to male chest reconstruction brings in $40,000. These surgeries, these surgeries make that exorbitant amount of money.
And that was only a clip of it, because she goes on to say that they can literally sustain the entire clinic off of that one surgical procedure and do nothing else. That's how much money is in this. And that's why they're pushing it. And these poor kids and even some young adults that are being like indoctrinated into it, they don't realize that they're cash cow. Nobody cares about your mental health and any of that. Like, dude, I read the saddest. I joined a detransition like support group thing on Reddit, like just to kind of like see what these folks are going through. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Like story after story after story. It's the same thing. They lied to me. They didn't give me other options. They told me this was the only way I was going to be happy. And it like breaks my heart that these people, like, they didn't see it. Like, they just didn't see it.
Wow.
And they were, like, some of them do have mental disorders, like personality disorders and depression and all this stuff. And they play off of that.
Yep. They play off of it.
I've seen most of them say that they were more inclined to unalive themselves after they went through all this stuff than they even were before.
And it comes with and the complication rate is staggering.
It's 68%.
68%. Yep.
I believe it's 65. It is in the 60s. I promise you. I just looked into that not long ago.
That's still high. That's high. However you want to slice
it's unreal high. That's more than 1 in 2 chance that you're gonna. You know what I mean? Like, if it's more than half, that's way too much. Like, it's really sad. Like, my heart like seriously goes out to these people as much as I can sit here and be like, oh, they're idiots, and at the end of the day, like, they're still human beings.
Yep.
And
victims. They're victims. And like you said, they are seduced by this notion that they're seduced by this whole notion that, hey, if you're unhappy, if you're feeling displaced or disaffected, perhaps it might be that you're in the wrong body, and we can facilitate you by performing irreversible damage. And you just right over the rainbow, you'll find your happiness.
Yeah. And you just made me think of something, and I never thought of it or even saw it this way before, that like people like you and I, we're not the victims. They are the victims. People, because we can't be victims because we can't be fooled. Like, we already won. Like, these people are the victims. They just don't see that we're trying to help them, and we are trying to step in and fight for them, and they hate us.
They hate us for it.
They hate us for trying. They don't even see that we're trying to help them, and they hate us for it. It's just, I'm like, is this what Jesus went through? Only on a much grander scale.
Yeah. Why do you think when he was hanging on the cross, he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They know
and he
not
said,
what
if they
do.
hated me, believe they're going to hate you. And that is exactly where we're at. They do hate us. They hate us.
Exactly.
Sad,
It is sad, but again, that's why we're here. We're here speaking the truth, calling this out, because this is dark. This is wicked. This is only going to get worse if more
Yeah.
people don't speak up and speak out against this. You know what I'm saying? We can't just turn a
Right.
blind eye and whistle past the
No.
graveyard like this is not happening, because it's happening on a full scale,
Yeah.
and it's being proliferated all across the country. So look, guys, you guys gotta listen. I hate to sound
Shine the
cliche,
light.
but shine the light. But I
Yeah,
hate to
got
sound
to.
cliche, but you make better voting choices too. I mean,
Yeah.
vote in your local elections, things like that. Because I know, guys, I know with everything's happening with the election, we don't have to get into all that, but on some level, if we're not voting, other people are.
Faith without
So,
works is dead. We say it
faith
all the time.
without works is dead.
Got
guys.
to get out there. Like whether you
Absolutely.
think it matters or not, just do it. Just do it.
Real
Like-
talk. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Jess, any final thoughts before we close out?
No, I don't know. I'm kind of spent on this one. My brain's in so many different places. I know. Always like wish everybody like health and happiness and stay blessed and stay prayed up, everybody.
Yeah. And Jess, we always love having you here. I mean,
Oh, thanks. I really love coming to chat.
Just the knowledge and your wisdom and just your presence is much needed, and we really appreciate it. Everyone on the chat, I'm sure you guys appreciate it. Guys, thank you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please check out my channel. It is called The Real Unwoke. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, Barbara, she said elections are a joke.
I mean, I'm sure they are. I can't.
Listen, Barbara, I'm you're not alone in that sentiment, Barbara. Okay, but listen, we got if we're not voting, look, other people are, and look, I'm just saying.
It feels
okay?
good too, though, to go out there and be like when I voted for the first time, I felt like such an adult. I was like, I just voted. I just
voted.
I'm a real citizen.
And my
now.
sticker and everything, right?
Yeah, I did. I slapped that sticker on my bag and everything. Yeah. I voted. Yeah, I was all excited. I was like, look at me, I'm all grown up.
That's so funny. I felt the same way too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we close this out. We are speaking truth and reality, and I promise you, and it may take some time, but we will reinstitute morality. Have a good night.
And you ain't black.